What's up to all my followers out there? Obviously, this is a big game tonight. Going up against our most hated rivals, whew, it's gonna be tough. So, before I sign off, I want to ask Xander who he's rooting for tonight.
Ah, man, don't drag me into this.
For y'all who don't know, Xander doesn't like to openly root for me. Can you believe that? He says he has to stay objective because he's a filmmaker and he can't risk getting too close to his material, I think is how he put it.
I hope you destroy him.
Well, we'll dive more into Xander's feelings later. I'm out of here. Peace. Yo, bro. Who was that about?
Drew Robinson. That was about Drew Robinson. I went to grad school at USC, like start school. There was a lot of support for my work. Within the department, professors liked me. There was another student there. He didn't have a fraction of my talent. His parents had a lot more money.
Drew Robinson.
Yeah, exactly. It was this big student film competition. With some money, some visibility, kind of thing that starts a conversation one day with the right person. That's all it takes, right? Get in the right room with the right person. Now, everyone thought my film was a shoo-in. It even got a standing ovation. But when they announced the winner...
Drew Robinson.
You might see him tonight. He's the other team's video coordinator.
Whoa, wait. You mean for the others? Bro, you telling me that there's a rivalry going on in the film world too? Yeah. Nah, don't even trip, Zan. I got you. After we win tonight, Drew, that lame dude, whatever his name is, I don't even know. He could try to film that.
He about to tear the roof off.
Hello and welcome to a great night of hoops. You can feel the excitement in the air for this game. It's part of the NBA Cup. Brian Anderson here, joined by the Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Coach Stan Van Gundy. We'll hear from Allie LaForce as well. Not a lot of luck for them in terms of health. A lot of inactive players for them and a bit of a patchwork roster.
A precarious situation with 3 starters out, but crisis also creates an opportunity for those other players on the roster.
And the starting group for Chicago. Ivy's out there with Peyton Pritchard. Then it's Buzelis, and it's Nelson in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Knicks, Bridges, the small forward, with Cat playing the 4. Jalen Brunson is out there with Williams. And it's Porzingis in at the 5, down low. The first third of an NBA season, Grant, it sort of sets the foundation for the year's power structure.
Oh, that's so true, B.A. We start to see which teams are elite, who's running the show, and we find out who needs to think about making some changes.
And we've heard from MP himself how much a rivalry game means to him. He knows the history of this franchise as well as any of the diehard fans.
Well, MP and his team know how important these games are and how much a win in a game like this means to the fans. So far, they've taken care of business, but still have plenty of these rivalry games left. MP's got to be on his A game. Rivalry games are hard enough as it is.
And that one misses. And Jaden Ivey, we've seen him come a long way as a player, Coach.
Yeah, it took some time, B.A., but we're now seeing the full range of his talent. He can be a force on offense and an absolute pest on D.
And for an update on MP, let's send it over to Allie.
As we know, a rivalry game tonight, and MP knows this one means a little more. I asked him about it, and he said it's a special matchup. You can feel it. Everyone from the front office to the PR guys to the coaching staff to the players, everybody's hyper-focused on getting this win. And then he added, and don't forget about our great fans, we know you guys want this one. This W is for you.
Yeah, good stuff, Allie. Thank you. And it's good. 2 points.
Relentless effort from Towns inside, powering through the contact.
Pass to Ivy. Fires for three. And it's New York with a rebound. Their last game, a win against the Magic. Looking to carry it into this one.
You have to credit the game plan going in, especially at the offensive end, where they were just so relentless.
Yeah, that kind of performance on the road really speaks to their preparation and mental fortitude.
And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. But you can't make it that obvious.
Now here's Towns. He's coming off a 10-point game against Orlando. No problems knocking that one down.
You know, some threes look better than others, and Brunson's lefty stroke from three is a beautiful thing.
Pass to Pritchard against Brunson. Ivy outside. Just 5 on the clock. And again, no good by Chicago.
Well, you can tell he's forcing things a bit at the moment. He's been trying to get it going, but this hasn't been his quarter.
And they're building up steam, getting out in front and trying not to look back.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. And a chance to see the latest edition of the power rankings. Always fun to see where everyone in the league stands. You look at the Bulls, they slipped a bit. Still in the top 10, though.
Seeing where the Knicks are, they're making a push. They're looking up of late as they continue to make their way in the top 10. Improvement on the court showing up on the charts.
Now here's Ivy. He's been a big scorer for this offense, averaging around 20 points a game. Pass to Nelson. Here's Riley. He's guarded by Bridges. Nelson. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
Well, that's exactly what's needed when you're trying to turn things around.
Oh, just an artful little reverse slam.
Power and style. That was sweet. Bridges finds Towns. And it's off from three-point range. The Bulls trail by 3. Here's Riley. Off the left rim and out.
Well, that one should be in his wheelhouse, but just off the mark.
Williams passes to Brunson. Good, and the assist goes to MP. Williams has got his 4th assist in this one. Ivy outside. Back to Pritchard. Pass to Buzelis. There's a screen, and the officials will call the illegal screen here.
One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Now here's Williams. No points so far. And here's Brunson from the arc. Count it. All 3 of his attempts have gone in.
And they've settled in quickly today. A nice flowing rhythm to their offense.
Ivy outside. Pass to Buzelis. Inside. And stolen by Porzingis. Bridges passes to Williams. Stolen by Ivy. Over to the wing. Here's Riley. And again, no good by Chicago. Knicks leading by 8. Williams on the wing. Ivy defends. The fader. Williams' shot is good. And what an incredible achievement from MP recently. Grant, he turned in one of the most efficient games you will ever see.
Well, you talk about what it means to dominate. MP was the definition of that with his performance. Now, everything fell for him, and it looked like he was a man amongst boys.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. And looking at the standings in the NBA Cup, the group stage just starting.
Yeah, lots of games remaining. I think the magic number is 3. If you get those 3 wins and have a good point differential, you normally advance to the knockout rounds.
Ivy outside. To the wing, right side. Three-pointer, Buzelis. The Bulls with another miss. Knicks leading by 10. And since the turn of the century, die-hard Knicks fans had dealt with some lean years, Grant, until recently.
No doubt, B.A., and they're happy to see meaningful games. The arrival of Jalen Brunson just changed things, and they've gone all in to surround him with talent. That's going up against a defense that knows your tendencies.
Pass to Pritchard. Now Ivy to end the run, and the three-pointer goes. Ivy's got 7 points.
Off the catch. Ivy's developed this part of his game. He now has a compact one-motion shot.
And here's Brunson. Really played well against Orlando in his last game. 6 on the shot clock. From the low block. He can't hit that time. Nice D from Pritchard. And so it's Pritchard who brings up the ball for Chicago. 7-point differential. They're coming off a loss against Miami.
Well, they brought the energy. They played smart as well. But the other team did too. Unfortunately, someone has to lose.
Yeah, that was 2 very evenly matched teams. But in the end, it came down to who executed better down the stretch.
Now here's Porzingis. Checking his stats, he's scoring around 9.5 points per game. Bridges outside. Pass to Porzingis. New York needs to get off a shot here. Towns for 3. That shot off the mark.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Pritchard from outside. Porzingis grabs the board. New York leading by 7. To the paint. And it's Towns with the power finish.
I like that. Towns attacking the rim with intent.
Well, Chicago's shooting only 31% to get this game underway. Pass to Ivy. Here's Nelson, defended by Porzingis. Here's Riley. Porzingis grabs the board. And here's New York now. They're on an 18-7 run. Brunson passes to Towns. Outside, Williams. Chicago with a rebound. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them. So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them.
To the middle. Here's Towns. Cash. It's MP picking up the assist. Williams has got 6 assists here tonight. Bulls trail by 11. Pritchard, the pass to Nelson. Back to Pritchard. Williams against Ivy. Takes the 3. And it's New York with a rebound. Towns has got 4 rebounds in the game. Outside Brunson. Williams against Ivy. Pulls up. Williams misses. So it's Chicago now. And this game, the first chance they've had to see New York. Pass to Buzelis. There's the triple. Counted from distance.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
And so Mike Brown decides to call a timeout. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. A line change here for Chicago. All right, let's look back over the last 10 games now. See which teams were topping the charts in three-point shooting. Number 1, the Knicks.
Well, this has been a hot three-point shooting team, and it starts with their passing, moving the ball to get quality looks.
New York leading by 8. Outside Brunson. Into the lane. Outside Anunoby. Towns taking his time here. Shot clock at 5. Back to Anunoby. Puts up a 3. Aldama grabs the board. The Bulls trail by 8. Thomas outside. Carter from outside. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Backing up that last 3 with another 3. The defense has to stop giving them so many clean looks.
Takes a 13-footer. And it's Brunson missing. The Bulls shooting 33% in the first quarter. Will grant for a late first-round pick. Cam Thomas is a certified bucket.
Yeah, B.A. He's got every shot in the book. And he's still rounding out the other aspects of his game. But if you need to score, that he can provide.
New York has gone 2 of 5 from deep. Here's Chambers. New York again can't hit. The Bulls trail by 5. Thomas up top. Pass to Chambers. Back to Thomas. No good there with a step-back J. New York leading by 5. Now Brunson. Towns, left side. Outside Anunoby to stop the drought. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Thomas with the ball. No made baskets yet. Chambers grabs the miss.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Towns finds Brunson. Martin with a screen on Thomas. Chambers. That'll count. And it's in! Oh! Nails the buzzer beater! Are you kidding?
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
Well, it's good to have a player on the floor with that kind of awareness. He recognized the situation.
It's been all about Jalen Brunson for New York. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. Back to the game after this break. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. A chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
And something else I've noticed is how they've been able to cause turnovers and take advantage of them on the offensive end, not wasting those extra chances at all.
Karl Anthony Towns is out there with OG Anunoby. Then there's Dosunmu, and it's Chambers in at the 2 spot. That's the 5 for New York right now. From the inbound, Thomas misses. Knicks leading by 9. Dosunmu outside. Anunoby passes to Chambers. Towns for 3. The rebound by Carter.
Just enough of a shot contest to bother him.
And we played through the first minute here in the second. Ivy goes in. Pass to Aldama. Here's Chambers. Beyond the arc. Hits a 3-pointer.
Well, it's a 3-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
DeSumo, the pass to Towns. From deep three-point range. The rebound by Carter. The Bulls trail by 6. Thomas drives in. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. It's going to be on OG Anunoby.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
Chicago shooting their second and third shots at the line here. That free throw no good. And Stan, you coached a bunch of seasons in the league. What's an issue that you face that maybe the average fan doesn't know?
Well, look, I think the thing that fans really underrate about the game is how intelligent these guys are. So it's not really an issue that I faced because I was lucky to have smart guys. But I think fans underestimate how much basketball intelligence factors in when you're talking about the best players in this game.
Now here's Bridges. No points yet, and he gets that one. And the Knicks lead by 7.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
Aldama outside. The 3-ball. It's rebounded by New York. Towns has got 5 rebounds tonight. Bridges passes to Chambers. And it's New York scoring again.
And guys, the way this defense is getting manhandled down low, you have to wonder if they're at 100% right now.
Pass to Carter. Now here's Ivy. Chambers, the pass to Ivy. 3-pointer. And Anunoby pulls it down.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
The Bulls trail by 9. Pass to Ivy. And it's rebounded by Karl Anthony Towns. Towns has got 6 rebounds here tonight.
He just can't find a consistent way to score, and this team could certainly use it.
Martin, the pass to Towns. Releases from 15, and it's New York scoring again.
Look, that shot is there all night, every night for Towns. I mean, who's going to stop it?
Pass to Ivy. Thomas outside. Clock at 6. Lets it go from 11. And Anunoby pulls it down.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
Bulls trail by 11. Here's Chambers. So far, he's averaging 11 points a game. Pass to Carter. Chicago passing it around. To end the cold spell. Here's Ivy. And a nice finish on the layup. Ivy's got 9 points.
Well, a bigger guard at 6'4", and Ivy has serious hops. Those two things help him inside.
And so Mike Brown decides to call a timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Williams is checked in for New York. Jalen Brunson comes in for Anunoby. Who's Ellis is checked in for Chicago. Towns for 3. Another shot. Brunson misses. Bulls trail by 9. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Well, MP in their last game against the Magic was a man on a mission. He ended up with 44 points, and he's a tremendous three-point shooter. We saw that again last game. He was really special in that game, and they're hoping he can repeat that kind of performance tonight. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Allie, thanks. Well, it'll be interesting to see how much of that performance carries over into this one.
His goal is to provide whatever the team needs from him on that particular evening.
Well, I'm sure he's coming in with a lot of confidence after last game. He wants to have a repeat performance here tonight.
Williams' shot is good.
They're going old school out there now, working the mid-range part of the floor.
Now here's Ivy. 8 points in his last time out. Here's Aldama. It's tipped. Thomas outside. 6 to shoot. Over Williams. Thomas misses.
Familiar results for him. He can't get anything to go.
Brunson finds Towns. Back to Brunson. Here's Bridges. Pass to Towns. Outside, Williams. And Towns slams it home.
What a powerful dunk by Towns. Showing the rim no mercy.
How about that elevated look on the AT&T trail by 11. Now Ivy. He's got 9. Can't hit the step back J. Here's Williams. That shot off. Oh, nice D from Carter.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best night from the field, but his teammates have had his back.
On the break. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a three-point play.
And I love how he's pushing the tempo and creating for others. He does this game in and game out. Incredible.
Yeah, when you're moving the ball like that, it just keeps everyone engaged in the game.
And the Knicks making a change here. Anunoby's checked in. The Bulls trail by 14. Nelson passes to Ivy. Here's Nelson. A shot to stop the run. And it's Brunson with the rebound. To the inside. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. And a moment to check out who New York has coming up. On Friday, they'll take on Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans. And then Sunday, they head back home to host the Miami Heat.
And you know, for that matchup with Atlanta, anything can happen in the NBA. But they'll be a heavy favorite, and it would take a total meltdown for them to lose.
That free throw's good from Anunoby. So he gets them both. And so here is Chicago. They trail by 16. Pass to Riley. Here's Buzelis. Anunoby covering. Here's Riley. Just 4 to shoot. Puts it up from 17. Jump shot is good that time.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Williams looking around. Pass to Brunson. Cash. It's MP picking up the assist. Williams has got 8 assists in the game. Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Here's Buzelis. Anunoby covering. Martin against Ivy. Oh, a big finish with a one-handed jam.
And he brings this game a little closer using a huge one-hand slam.
That's a great way to get your team back into it. Brunson against Pritchard. Martin, the pass to Brunson.
An aggressive pump fake move by Brunson, pulling the defender in close.
This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight. First free throw is good.
Yeah, they're really cashing in more at the line here in the second quarter.
Thomas, he's checked in for Ivy. Both free throws good from Brunson.
Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
Pritchard surviving the D. Pass to Nelson. Williams against Thomas. And there's another one for the Bulls. And Williams has got the ball here for the Knicks. Here's Brunson, defended by Pritchard. Brunson with the bucket. Brunson's got 14 points for the game.
Brunson doesn't fear going in amongst the trees. Remarkable poise there inside.
Pritchard finds Thomas. Over Williams. And Thomas gets it to go on the assist by Pritchard. Pritchard's got his third assist of the night.
Well, after a bad start, he looks like a different player right now.
Now here's Brunson. 14 points for him. Williams on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Over Thomas. Williams misses.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
Here's Thomas. Oh, are you kidding me?
My goodness.
And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
B.A., forget about attempting the long-range three to cut into that lead. Just attack the rim, my man.
Man, that was sweet. Now here's Brunson. You know, his stats have been solid, averaging around 18.5 points a game.
The contest plus the board. A full defensive possession from him. Great effort.
He hits that one. 2 for 5 now. Knicks leading by 10. And here is Williams. Last game out, he had 44. Uses the glass on the layup. 6 points for him.
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Good chance here for Thomas. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right iron. Thomas has got 11 points.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Now here's Martin. He's got 5. Brunson surveys. Shoots from the baseline. It's hauled in by Nelson. Nelson's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Deflects the pass. Here's Williams. And Pritchard pulls it down. The Bulls trail by 10. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Riley's shot is off. And for the Knicks, they're shooting 44%, a pretty decent clip. Outside Brunson. Down low. Williams. And Williams punches it home.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
And so it's New York going into the break up 12. How about the way they've attacked the paint? This throwback approach is paying off. Back after this.
Thanks for tuning in. We love the mountain climbing, don't we? Well, there's a huge mountain to climb for the Chicago Bulls.
They're not playing with urgency, especially on the glass. Shots go up, and they're just waiting. Go after the rebound.
Yeah, got to get those elbows up at least 2 inches. The refs can't see everything.
And right now, let's see who's jostling for Rookie of the Year.
These young fellas have been hot. Usually, I'd say it's too soon to tell much, but right now, they're balling.
The talent on display is undeniable. The endurance part, though, open question.
That's it for us. Thanks for tuning in. Now let's send you over to Brian Anderson with the third period.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. You look at Jalen Brunson in this game, he's been everywhere.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
Here's Brunson. Second half underway. Here's who Billy Donovan's got on the floor. We've got Buzelis. Ivy's out there with Peyton Pritchard. And it's Riley in at the 3. And that one's good. Brunson.
And, man, you got to appreciate how efficient Brunson is. I mean, he takes and makes high-percentage shots.
Chicago passing it around. And he drives in. Oh, it's blocked by Porzingis. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, Mikal Bridges is very comfortable with his mid-range and in-between game. He said when it comes to the basketball court, it's not just the rims and the threes. You have the rest of the court, too. Now, not everyone is effective with those middle-distance shots, but Mikal always has been. Back over to you.
He can knock him down. Thanks a lot, Allie. Bulls trail by 14. Outside Pritchard. Throws it up high. And Porzingis with the block.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight. And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact. And they just keep making mistakes. I mean, that's back-to-back turnovers, which easily could have been prevented.
And the Bulls shooting just 37% so far in this one. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute played. Back to Pritchard. Oh, got a piece of it. And stolen by Brunson. And Williams punches it home.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
Pass to Buzelis. Takes a 3. The Knicks pull it in.
That halftime break didn't seem to do them any favors. Starting off the second half with 3 straight misses.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Here's Buzelis. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Ivy. The 3. And it's New York with a rebound. Porzingis has got 5 rebounds in the game.
Well, 4 failed attempts to start this half. Not what they wanted out of the locker room.
Got it. 12 points for MP.
That's a perfect 4 for 4 to open up the second half. Couldn't have asked for a better start after the break.
And Porzingis, known to everyone as the unicorn. I'm sure some of our viewers wonder where he got that nickname from.
Well, B.A., I heard that actually Kevin Durant gave it to him due to his rare combination of size and skill. One unicorn recognizing another, I guess.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. And over the last 10 games, here's a look at the teams that have been putting up the most points. Number 1, the Knicks.
This team has been on an absolute tear offensively. It seems like they're able to find a shot every trip down.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Pass to Buzelis. To stop the drought. Oh, Williams with the block.
Things have been a little bumpy coming into the second half. 5 straight misses. And they're refusing to take a break, even with a nice lead. They just continue to attack. You have to love it.
Yeah, to put together this kind of performance at both ends of the floor on the road, it's impressive.
Ivy, a screen on Brunson. Pass to Buzelis. 6 to shoot. And the 3 off target.
They've shown the power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
One thing you hear coaches like Steve Kerr say, let's not gift foul calls that you'd never tolerate in a pickup game. You agree?
I absolutely agree, B.A., and I think Steve Kerr has gotten that across to the league and the way guys officiate now, and I think that's good. Let's call fouls when a guy's trying to score or trying to make an offensive play and we actually foul him. Let's not reward guys when their only objective is to try to get fouled, jumping into people and stuff. Well, when you're big, can contribute from the line like Towns, you gotta like your chances.
And so Towns nails them both. Chicago has gotten nothing to fall from outside in this third quarter. Pass to Buzelis. Can they get it? So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Chicago shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in this game.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. He's perfect from the line this time. And New York has possession. They've only allowed 2 points so far in the second half. Williams on the wing. Ivy defends. Williams misses. The Bulls have gotten 0 shots to go out of 6 attempts. Pass to Buzelis. Here's Ivy. Chicago passing it around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Inside. Nelson, no good. And here's New York now. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. And it's Porzingis that time on the assist by Williams. Porzingis has got 6 points.
And what's working here, each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Ivy outside. And stolen by Porzingis. And here we go, the Knicks in transition. For 3, Bridges gets the 3 to fall. Bridges has got his 3rd bucket of the night. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for New York.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
They're also finding a lot of points tonight off of transition play, running the floor and using the fast break to beat the defense.
Yeah, his athleticism more than makes up for his lack of size. Allows him to compete even against bigger guys.
Pass to Porzingis. Yes, and a nice assist from Brunson. 8 points for Kristaps Porzingis.
More points coming from inside. In that respect, they've been the more aggressive team.
To the inside, and stolen by Porzingis. Bridges, right side. Now Williams. Lets the 3 fly. Connects again from distance.
And he's almost 3rd now on the list of all-time three-pointers.
It's an amazing milestone he's approaching. They set the pick. And he throws it down. What a terrific lead pass.
Ooh, that's a tough spot to be in as a defender. With that height disadvantage, it's very hard to protect the rim.
from deep. The rebound by Riley.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Outside Pritchard. Pass to Riley. Here's Buzelis. Ivy outside. Clock at 6. Over Williams. And there's another one for the Bulls.
Well, mid-range shots might be sparse from Ivy, but he can hit them to keep the defense honest.
Back to Brunson. Right side, Porzingis. Out to the right wing. Shoots from 12. And it's Brunson missing. Chicago's got nothing to fall from outside in this third quarter. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Well, one thing we know about Ivy, he will press the action.
And this will be a second trip to the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls.
And there's no question that Ivy possesses a ton of talent. The most important thing for him is trying to be consistent.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And we've seen some good free throw shooting in the second half.
And Williams has got the ball here for the Knicks. And following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Pelicans at Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. And that'll be their only game on the road before heading back home. Outside Anunoby. Pass to Chambers. Top of the key. Connects. The jumper drops. Chambers has got his second basket on the night.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible. Well, that's what you want. Get him the ball and see if he can close the gap.
Martin with a screen on Ivy. Williams with it. Now Carter defending. And it's in there. Martin's got 7 points.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
The floater. Thomas misses.
And their physical dominance has been on display. A 10-rebound advantage is a good indicator of how this game has gone.
Three-pointer, Buzelis knocks down the long J. Buzelis has got 7 points here in the quarter.
Well, it's only his second 3 of the night. If he's going to heat up, the second half is a great time to do it.
Martin with a screen on Ivy. Here's Williams. And MP throws it down hard.
He's shaking the hoop. He's actually shaking the whole building.
Oh, what a slam. Look here, the fans going crazy right now. What a sensational move captured from the Connected Cam, sponsored by AT&T. Pass to Carter. And here's Thomas. There's the drive. Back to Carter. Thomas outside. 4-3. Oh, it's blocked by Williams. Second shot opportunity. Thomas misses.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Carter, a screen on Williams. A clear look for Ivy. And it's New York with a rebound. Martin's got rebound number 7 tonight. Williams from long range. Chicago with a rebound. Thomas up top. He's covered by DeSumo. Thomas right side. Pass to Ivy. Aldama outside. Fires the 3. Nails it from beyond the arc. Aldama's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And so Mike Brown decides to call a timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. For the Knicks, Towns comes in for Martin. Jenkins comes in for Williams. The Bulls making a switch here. A minute 50 left to play in the third quarter. Pass to Anunoby. Here's Towns. Here's Jenkins. Thomas defends. The Sunmu for three. Sends it home from three-point land. The Sunmu's got 5.
And in the second half here, they're shooting a terrific percentage from 3.
Thomas with the ball. 13 points in the game. Pass to Chambers. Just 5 to shoot. Puts one up from 19. Towns with a rebound. Towns has got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Dosunmu, the pass to Anunoby. Towns on a screen. Here's Chambers. Offline with a 3. Chicago's gone 2 of 6 from downtown here in the second half. Thomas passes to Chambers. To the paint. Here's Burks. Nice assist and nice finish. Solid play all the way around. Burks has got his first 2 points. Knicks leading by 23. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Back to Towns. It's stolen away.
You'd like to let the clock run and take the final shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here.
Here's Thomas. Pass to Aldama. Oh, stolen by Anunoby. He can't get that one to fall. And so it's New York, ending the period up by a staggering 23 points. Defense is setting the tone. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Woo, I'm fired up to see this dish one more time. It's always great to see your 2 guards share the wealth.
Yeah, and if you have both guards dishing like that and putting up points, wow, a coach's dream.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. They've got Jalen Brunson. He's out there with Mikal Bridges. And it's Chambers in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. New York on D. Here's Chambers. And they say that leadership starts at the top, Stan. How does great ownership and the front office permeate an organization?
Well, you're absolutely right, DA. Leadership starts at the top. And the best owners in this league go out and get great people, and then they empower them. They don't micromanage. They get people to work and use their expertise to build the organization.
Anunoby for 3. Hits the trifecta.
And he's not taking it easy on them at all. I mean, we all know he's going to keep pouring it on.
And defensively, that kind of effort is just not going to cut it.
Carter, the pass to Thomas. Back to Carter. Soft touch off the glass.
Well, there's no question Carter can play strong inside. He has the build for it.
Martin with a screen on Ivy. And the foul on Santi Aldama. That's his first foul.
And let's face it, they won't get back in the game with fouls like that.
Williams is checked in for New York. Martin, the pass to Anunoby. Outside, Williams. 6 to shoot. A deep 3. Bridges misses.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
Pass to Thomas. The 3-pointer off the mark.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Anunoby, and he dunks it down.
Look at the power on that.
He has to be one of the top dunkers in the game today. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
Here's Chambers. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Yeah, I'd call this ideal scoring distance. It's almost too easy.
Outside, Williams. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Chicago has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. And that one's good. Chambers has got 4 points in the quarter.
They have no answer defensively inside.
And so it's Brunson who brings up the ball for New York. As players get bigger and faster, you think the league will have to widen the court at some point?
Well, B.A., I just don't think that's realistic, to be quite honest. And I think the reason is the league's all about money, right? I mean, it's a business. We've got to make money. And the arenas were all laid out. If you start making the court wider, you're going to take away rows of seats. Those are high-priced seats, B.A. We're not taking those away. I don't think widening the court is really realistic.
And here's Ivy from the arc. The Knicks with the rebound. Williams has got rebound number 8 here already in the game. A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by in the fourth. For Chicago, they've got 3 of 6 shots to go in this fourth quarter. Pass to Carter. There's the 3. And it's Martin with the rebound. Martin's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Here's Williams. And it's Thomas with the rebound. And for Chicago, they're shooting about 43% since the fourth quarter began. Uncovered. The shot misses.
Well, his shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
Anunoby, a screen on Thomas. Here's Williams. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Here's Chambers. He's guarded by Bridges. Ivy outside from the arc. The Knicks pull it in.
Well, and after making just 1 triple going into the break, he's still looking for his first make from distance here in the second half.
Here's
wow, what a play.
That was incredible.
This guy is putting on a clinic for the people.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I can't believe he pulled that off in a real game. And we'll have a timeout called by Billy Donovan. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now. And some changes here for New York. Porzingis has checked in for Martin, and Towns is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. And a change for the Bulls. Buzelis has checked in. So it's Chicago now. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth. Ivy finds Thomas. To the middle. And down it goes. Dunked it through off a beautiful setup.
And look at how well Aldama moves. Setting the screen, but then quickly moving into scoring position.
Williams passes to Towns. Driving in. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
Thomas against Williams. It's good.
He's just so hard to check. He can turn you one way, then use the spin move to make you look sad.
Now here's Williams. Towns a screen on Ivy. Williams into the lane. Count that bucket. Williams has got 21 points in the game.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
Thomas outside. Pass to Buzelis. Picked by Carter. 5 on the clock. Over Porzingis. Carter can't get it to go. New York has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. And a slam dunk by Porzingis.
Yeah, Porzingis finishes the break. I like teams rewarding their big men for running the floor.
The Bulls have gotten 5 of 12 shot attempts to go so far in the fourth quarter. The 11-footer. It's rebounded by New York. Towns has got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Bridges passes to Porzingis. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Carter.
Nice deflection there. Really trying to disrupt their offensive flow.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
Bulls on D. Pass to Chambers. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
Look, you love to see this kind of team chemistry. Let's see more of that.
Here's Riley. Back to Ivy. Here's Buzelis. 6 on the shot clock. 11 feet out. Nelson, no good. For New York, they've gone 7 of 14 here in the fourth from the floor. Ivy against Williams. That one doesn't drop. Ivy with the defensive effort. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
And they call an illegal screen here.
Since halftime, either they've gotten sloppier or the defense has turned up. Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Here's Williams. And Williams punches it home.
Well, you can see why he's a go-to guy for them. They trust in his ability to shoulder the offensive load.
Pass to Riley. Now here's Pritchard to end the drought. Pure from three-point range. Pritchard's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
Well, the efficiency is there, but not the volume. He needs to start doing this every trip down the floor to close the gap.
And Ivy pulls it down. Ivy's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Pass to Pritchard. Back to Ivy. Well, some lament the death of the mid-range jumper in today's game. Grant, you got any fixes?
Well, some have suggested cutting out the corner threes. If the three-point line was only like above the break, teams would probably need to rely more on that mid-range.
Williams against Pritchard, and they double up MP. It's intercepted. Pass to Ivy. Chicago passing it around. Here's Buzelis. No good on the 3. Williams against Pritchard. Williams' shot is good.
I love this game plan. That's 10 points in a row from in close.
Well, Chicago's shooting only 39% so far in the game. Ivy against Williams. Now Ivy. Pass to Buzelis. Jump shot is good.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Here's Hammonds. Back to Williams. From downtown. Chicago with a rebound. Nelson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And there's 1:38 left in the fourth. Back to Pritchard. Williams grabs the board. New York has gone 1 for 3 in the fourth quarter from range.
And what a complete performance we saw from them. A dominant win in every way for the Knicks.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And they earned win number 9. Each win so important in this league.
Always good to start a season series off with a W. They showed tonight they take this team seriously, and the next 2 matchups between these two should be fun.
And they got a lot of great solo efforts tonight, but probably none bigger than the performance for MP.
Well, his triple-double stat line is evidence of his impact on this game. He was affecting play at all times.
Anunoby, no good on the free throw. And so here is Chicago. On the wing, Ivy. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Goes back up. And it's good on the layup.
Plays like that make the coach's life easy. Love the work rate he shows on the glass to get the score.
Outside, Williams. Chicago grabs the miss. Ivy passes to Pritchard. And so it's the Knicks taking care of business in this one. And remember, tonight's win means they're 1-0 in the NBA Cup. A great start to the group stage.
Well, getting that first win under your belt is huge. They still have 3 games left, but they're in a great position going forward.
And that about wraps it up. For Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson signing off. We'll see you next time.
Hey, hold that L, Drew. Too bad Mommy and Daddy couldn't buy this one for you like they bought your way through grad school. Hey, Drew, what's it like filming and knowing there's a loser on the other side of the lens, huh? Is that how that team feel about you?
Chill, Zan. Dang, my boy is steamed over here, y'all.
I'm just saying if there's an excuse to get over Spain, scouting, I'm in. I hear that. Yeah, maybe we'll check him out at the Costa Rica, the Rain of Sophia. It's called Culture Guide. Try it out sometime. Talk to you later. So, have you decided on a travel destination?
I have. I'm off to Melbourne, Australia, and a day in Brisbane. Oh, that's where a couple of the California kids went to, right? Good memory. I see some of those stuff in the gym now, I believe. Pretty cool stuff. We're early on this too. Well, I'm off to Belgium. I got a 7-footer there with all kinds of compassion that I won't even mention here, but it is exciting.
Well, be sure not to leak any info on the socials, understood? Enjoy this trip. Report back soon.
Conditioning is something I'd like to focus on this week.
You seen a little wear on the court?
Yes.
Well, planning a trip to New Orleans.
Yeah? I really love the food there. I ate all day and checked out music all night. What's the solution?
Sounds a bit like
Work on stamp.
Yeah, but at a slower, relaxed time. I can drop some machines for that. I'll start penciling in some drills and order them accordingly.
Are we allowed to smile?
Like when you make eye contact with the fan? Slightly, yeah.
And smile all shit. Keep it 100.
That's a little intense. We are at a sporting event.
Any plans this weekend?
You know.